Welcome back.
I moved. Alright, so I've realized that I need to think of some other things to do while I edit my gigantic long reality television series. So this is just me yapping right now. It's weird. I don't really like to just yap. I usually like to have a goal or do my makeup while I'm doing it because it just seems
like I have an endpoint.
I kind of just have to decide on when my endpoint is here. And I don't really have anything to really follow. So this might just go all over the place. So just enjoy yapping with me, I guess. But I did think that I would share some of my thoughts on Big Brother 27 so far. Because I do love Big Brother. If you know anything about me, it's that I love Big Brother. And so naturally, every season when it starts, I get really into it. I'll be perfectly honest, I think Big Brother is best enjoyed pre-jury. Because, let's be real here, the actual show itself is fine. I mean, I do love it. Don't get me wrong, I've seen every single season. I have not seen every single season live. I mean, when it first aired, I was like 3 years old. But I think Big Brother is best enjoyed pre-jury, watching it live. Because that's where it's just the most exciting and you get the most into it. And so that's exactly where we are right now in Big Brother 27. And I'm hoping that I will edit this video pretty quickly so I'm not too far behind the times, because that's also the thing with Big Brother, is that your opinions change.
I would say hourly, really.
So I'm filming this on the Thursday before the eviction that's between Keanu, Zach, and Vince. So I hope you keep that in mind while I share my opinions, because I'm probably gonna post this on the Monday, or at least that's the plan.
And
there's a potential that every single one of my opinions will change from the time I'm recording this to when I post it. So I guess if any of that changes, I will try to do some editing magic. I mean, I personally think when it comes to Big Brother,
I was thinking about this last night, and I did contradict myself when I was thinking about it, because I feel like I've only ever felt this way for 2 seasons that I've watched live.
but I do think that largely, when you consume Big Brother or really any reality television series, that you find one person that you are a ride or die fan of, and your opinion on every single other person in the cast is dependent on how they fit with that one person. And to me, this season, that's Rachel Riley, and that's because Rachel Riley is my...
after America and Corey, she's my favorite Big Brother contestant of all time.
You could say she's my favorite legend of all time, because I do think Corey is a bit niche to cite as your favorite house guest. So,
Take that as you want.
So, of course I'm a ride or die Rachel Riley fan. I mean, I've been a ride or die Rachel Riley fan before I even watched any of her seasons. I'm pretty sure the first time I ever saw a clip of her, I was like, that is Mother. And I felt the exact same way when I watched 12 and 13 for the first time. So to say I'm excited for her is an understatement. And so therefore, my opinions on the cast is kind of just dependent on, will they keep Rachel safe? Are they good for Rachel's game? So that's kind of how I feel about the cast right now. Though I do have another really important opinion to share with you guys.
Allow me to just address the elephant in the room.
Yes, casting did, for some reason, choose to cast Kelley over me. I even sent in an audition tape this season.
And they had the audacity They cast Kelley instead.
And listen, I have since come around. Not actually come around, but like, you'll get what I mean once I explain it. Because I don't think I would have played at all like Kelley. I would hope that is obvious to anyone that's a fan of the show, that they would never play like Kelley. And so I kind of appreciate her role in the show because I think she's like kind of crazy. And I appreciate that. I would have never been that crazy. Frankly, I think my role, I think I would have been really similar to Ava. I think me and Ava would have like pretty much fit in the exact same role in the show. I can't exactly be upset that they cast Ava over me because I think Ava is an icon and she is more entertaining than me. So I've come around to it. But rest assured, when I first saw this cast drop,
And I saw Kelley.
and then I heard her bio, and her whole thing is about being a quirky Midwesterner.
I was pissed.
That was my whole thing. I'll probably even like snip in things from my casting video to just prove my point.
Hello. So I guess this is my Big Brother audition tape or something of that nature. My name is Hannah. What's there to say about me? I'm very, very Midwestern. Let's see. Really, my job is iPad. I fix all of the kids' iPads all day, every day. And I guess the other thing I do is I glare at the ones doing idiotic things from like 20 feet away like this. I like to say I'm pretty quirky. I mean, look at my glasses. Would someone who's not quirky wear these glasses? I don't think so. Like to think that I'm like the real life version of Jess from New Girl. You know, I've never actually seen New Girl, so I don't actually know if that's true. But I feel like from what I know about it, I think I'm probably as close as you can get to that character in real life. And frankly, I don't think there are nearly enough female superfan nerds that have gone on the show. And so I'm here to change it. Why do I want to be on Big Brother? Besides just being a super fan, and it's my dream and it's something I've just always wanted to do, frankly, I think it'd be good for my ego. I have this almost innate confidence that I think I would be just fantastic at Big Brother and just kill it and become one of the legends. And I think that's a little too much confidence for someone like me to have. And I think it would be good for me to prove myself wrong, you know? Or alternatively, I win and I'm fantastic, just like I think I am. And I think the way I would go in the show would be almost like T-Core from last season, except I would actually like know more about the game and know what to expect coming in. And I'm not coming in like thinking, you know, I need to play morally. Like, I'm a super fan of the show. I kind of know how this all goes. But I do think that I would form like a benevolent cult surrounding me. Like when T-Core won HOH and everyone started crying because they were so happy for her, frankly, I felt that. That's been something that like just goes on in my real life. And I'm like, I don't know why they think they need to like be so happy for me when good things happen, because I'm happy for me, but I don't know. That's the main things about me. I thought I would just address the gnome that's in the background. It is my fiance's. I do have a fiance, so I would not get into a showmance. Nor do I think that would be really why you would cast me. I don't think that I seem like the type. But my fiance, he collects gnomes. And I thought about moving him away in the background, but I thought maybe it would kind of catch your eye. Because that's just where he lives. So anyway, call me. I think I'm fun. Yeah, goodbye.
They didn't even call me back. It feels as if they saw me in like my audition tape and they were like, you know what? I like the idea. Let's find someone who's never heard of this show before though.
And that pisses me off.
Because then I got even more angry because it's clear that Kelley has never seen the show, has never cared to see the show, and specifically came in saying, yeah, I didn't watch any of this. I don't know what's going on. And it's like, you didn't even do any research? And now she has the nerve crying about being on the block every week, which is like, girl, you did that to yourself, you volunteered every week. And it's like, yeah, she didn't know what she was getting into. But you know what they could have done? They could have picked someone who did know what they were getting into.
Me.
And that's what made me mad about Kelley. Again, I think she plays a different role in the show than what I would have played. But I do think I would have played circles around these people. Oh my goodness.
Or at least I would hope.
Who knows? I feel like there's some kind of gas leak in the house that's causing all of them to play the worst games to ever possibly be played in the Big Brother house. But that also being said, I would have protected Rachel Riley with every fiber of my being. We would be best friends, and that would have been iconic. I also think I'd be best friends with Ava. So I do have an idea of a video later on where I look at this season as a whole, but I replace Kelley with myself and analyze how I would have won. So stay tuned for that video. Anyway, let me talk about more of the season. So let's see, I kind of talked about Rachel and Kelley. Ava's my second favorite. I mean, I feel like you have to love Ava. Even though I don't agree with all of the game moves that she's making, I've come to terms with the fact that I don't think I'm here to root for any of these people, game-wise, besides Rachel. But I feel like Rachel's problem is that none of these people want to play the game with her.
So what is she supposed to do?
So anyway, I like Ava as a character. I think she's hilarious. I think the editors are doing a really great job with her as well. I think they've chosen very funny moments and they know to highlight her. A lot of times my favorite people, it's like they just ignore them. But I feel like they're choosing to give Ava her flowers. In a way, it almost feels like they're doing it too much. Like they're over-editing her. And I don't even mean that as a slight to Ava. I mean that as they take one moment of hers and they make it twice as long as it needed to be on the show. But either way, I think she's a fantastic character. She definitely had the best HOH this season. I mean, it was a pretty low bar to jump over. But you know what? She didn't nominate any of her allies. And that's a pretty good HOH. As far as this season goes, let's talk about the people who may or may not go home this week, because one of these people is not going to be relevant by the time I post this video, so you'll just have to take my opinions as they come. I do like Keanu. My partner Josh really likes Keanu. So selfishly, I hope he stays because I'm worried that if he goes home, Josh might stop watching the show with me. And I finally got him to watch it after 8 years of being together. So I'm hoping Keanu stays. I also feel like Keanu's finally on Rachel's side. Not that he's a good ally, but I kind of think he might win the wall. That's my prediction, because historically the wall has, ancient history time, has not favored Keanu's body type. However, it has favored his body type in the modern era. I mean, the last two people to win it were Tucker and Jared, which were not the two people that I would have pegged to win the wall. And so I am throwing a Hail Mary, and I think that Keanu wins the wall if they do the wall comp next. And so I'm hoping that if they do, he protects Rachel and he goes after Mickey and Morgan. And that's kind of what I want. Yeah, that's my prediction. And we'll see if I'm wrong or not. Or even if they do the wall comp, I don't know if they will. As far as Vince goes, I have a very complicated relationship with Vince in my opinion. Because on one hand, I love him, and on the other hand, I hate him. He's definitely Rachel's biggest op. And so that makes me want him to go home between Keanu and Zach, because I do think Keanu and Zach have the best chances of working with Rachel and helping her. But there's something about Vince that I find so
Earnestly pathetic.
that I think he's kind of fun. He's very Nicole Franzel to me. Like, he just like sobs to the people around him, and I find that low-key funny, especially coming from a man, because I don't think there's been a man that's like really tried that strategy before. And I like low-key respect it. I also think that his egg costume is like the most iconic costume that they've ever had on the show. It is so funny to me. Every image that I see of him in an egg costume, I love this show. I love it. I truly love it. Yeah, I think he's a good villain. I don't want him to win, but I think I do want him in jury. So in that sense, I want him to stay. But again, I'm like looking at the three of them and I'm like, Vince is the worst for Rachel's game. So if that's the case, he can just go. And then for Zach, I think he's a really nice guy. I think if he doesn't go home, I feel like they might as well just write the check out for him. And so in that sense, I don't want him to stay. I also think it would be really funny if he went home with that 10K veto. I think that's really good karma. But he's also warming up to Rachel, so that's the dilemma I have. I think if I had to pick, I want Zach to go home. But if it ends up being Vince, it's not the end of the world. I think Keanu's would be the worst one that I would say. If Keanu goes home, I'm a bit worried about where the direction of this game goes. So that's kind of where I'm at this point. And that's because I need either Vince or Zach to go home to weaken Mickey and Morgan, because somehow they've become the two most cracked people in the house, which if you had told me that at the beginning of this season, like during the first week, I would have never believed you. And yet here we are. Somehow Mickey's more cracked than Morgan, I think, at this point. Oh my gosh. Her going after Jimmy was just such a dumb move. Anyway, the two of them have just been pissing me off. And so I kind of just want whoever's gonna like target them to win the next HOH. They're just ruining it for me. They're not even fun. I feel like they're like authoritarian dictators. That's how they feel to me. And so, yeah, either one of them can go home. In a way, I kind of feel like if Morgan goes home, Mickey could chill out. But I kind of feel like the downfall of Mickey is like plummeting. Morgan is more like it's like a spiral. Mickey's like a plummet, you know?
So I don't know. They could do a double eviction next week and just get them both out. That's kind of how I feel.
I mean, there's the whole Riley and Catherine of it all. It's hard because I think I've always liked Catherine. Like her preseason, I got good vibes from her. I think her direction in the game has been curious because I really thought that she'd be one that would like really gravitate towards the women based off of her preseason, and that's not what she's doing. And so that makes me question her. But now I feel like Riley is like trapping her in like an abusive relationship. And so now I feel bad for her and I want her to get out.
I don't know.
I'm curious to hear what her thoughts are outside of the show, because I can certainly see a scenario where she started off like kind of liking him, like, you know, they're in the house, they're bored, there's nothing else to really do. And then she starts getting the ick from him, but she sees how the house reacts to the two of them, and so she doesn't want to poo-poo it. She also sees how Riley acts with her, and like that doesn't feel super safe. And then I can imagine, because Jimmy said in like an Instagram live that everyone in the house thought like America loved Riley. So I can also see a scenario where Catherine doesn't want to like push back because she thinks that America likes Riley and she doesn't want to be seen as a bad guy. So I'm curious if after the house, if they'll even possibly be in a relationship, or if she'll like backtrack like really heavily. I feel like that'll be really telling in my opinion, because Riley is something else. I also, and listen,
I don't want to be rude.
I think Riley might be one of the ugliest people they've ever casted on the show. I'm sorry, it's like every time I see him in the DR, it's like he's uncanny to me. I don't know. There's something about him. He's very much like Beast Mode Cowboy and Cameron Harden vibes. But the thing with Beast Mode Cowboy and Cameron was that the girls they were interested in never gave them like the time of day. And so I feel like we're seeing what that would have looked like if they had given them the time of day.
I'm worried for Catherine.
Lauren's also super boring. It's a shame because there's a part of me that does like Lauren in the sense of like, you know, when I was younger, I was very shy and nervous and scared and didn't want to like upset anyone around me. And so there's a part of Lauren that I find very relatable, but also like the show should not have cast her at the age of 22. I think Lauren should have waited a few more years before trying out. So I think then she might have like grown a bit more of a backbone and then feel a little more ready for the show. I kind of think it's a shame that she got cast like this young, you know? In a weird way, I could see Lauren winning. And the reason why I say that is because this entire... Is this season giving me season 11 vibes? This cast is not as messy as season 11. Because the thing with season 11 was that they fought each other constantly. But I think in the same way that season 11 does not have very good gameplay, I can kind of see that in terms of like this season, where it's like there's not really like a front runner in terms of like who's the most strategic. So, you know, that might do well for Lauren, because you know, she's very much like the Jordan archetype. And it's kind of like, I think Jordan needed a very specific cast in order to win like a jury vote in the end. And Lauren could follow that same path. So I wouldn't count Lauren out yet. But again, I think she should have waited a few more years before trying out. Yeah, and then we have Will and Ashley, who are still in there. And I love them both. Will, I mean, he's not in the feeds quite as much, but I think he's a star in the diary room. I really like him in the show. I think he does a really good job. Yeah, I mean, they've missed the mark on a lot of their older male contestants, and Will has been probably the best one since Cliff. Is that right? I feel like it would have to be right? I don't know if you'd count Heisem. Like, I don't know if I'd count Heisem, because very different type of older male cast member, you know? But no, Will's a star in the show, I'll say that. And Ashley, I mean, if Ava continues to make some stupid decisions, Ashley might become my number 2. She's kind of like, she's that girl. She really is. I just find her so funny. I can't stop thinking about her changing her vote and Julie just going, no, no, no.
Why did Julie do that?
So Ashley's already cemented herself as an icon, so we got that going for us. Yeah, so if Rachel goes home, Ashley's the next person I'm rooting for, which is a shame because if Rachel goes home, Ashley's probably going home right after her, you know? Yeah, so I do think that this season has some of the worst gameplay I've seen in a while. I feel bad for Rachel. I feel like, so this is, who knows how this all happened, but if I had to guess, I feel like Rachel's been like, I don't want to say pestering Big Brother since All Stars to let her on another season, but you know, like she definitely would have been on All Stars had she not been pregnant. And so I think she probably has been wanting a second chance, or I guess a third chance since then. And I feel bad for her because I feel like she's probably thinking like how much she would have rather be on All Stars so that she could actually like game with people as opposed to just like allowing all these crazy people to just do the least optimal move possible.
So I feel bad for Rachel.
I don't think she's gonna win, but I'm rooting for her. If she did win, that'd be iconic. I'm kind of rooting for a Keanu Rachel final 2. I think that'd be really funny. So anyway, those are my thoughts. I hope you enjoyed. I hope I'm not too far off from how I'm feeling by the time Monday rolls around. And yeah, we'll see how this goes. I swear to God, if Kelley ends up winning, I'm coming for you, CBS. Bye.